Good morning, everybody. How you guys doing today? It's been a while. With that coronavirus thing going on, I haven't been making any videos. I know that I don't really post anything, but now I gotta stop posting. The last video I posted, that was in December. That was a long time ago, 4 months ago. So one of you guys, viewers, asked me to do a comparison between a sedan, a station wagon on the W212 platform. Well, honestly, not really a station wagon fan until until I saw the Dodge Magnum back in 2006 when I first moved into the U.S. At that point I was like, wow, that is a pretty good looking car, honestly. But I feel like a station wagon is actually a good car. It's a good using purposely car for men like me, other men out there that like cars that, your wife don't want you to get a fast car. You can actually trick your wife by getting a station wagon E63 and say, hey, it's just a station wagon, and not, she don't know that cars actually have a lot of power. Now, if you're looking at a more suitable and affordable, station wagon, and you want a Benz, if you were in the USA, a 2010 E350, station wagon, if you can find one, which are not easy, I believe, that'd be a good car. If you drives a lot, those cars handle pretty well. And as you can see, I still have my old one that I'm looking to change. With the coronavirus thing going on, I actually went to the dealership looking at a couple cars this past 3 months. That's what I've been doing. I'm looking at cars. Like, the problem with me when it comes to buying a car, I'm really skeptical of what I'm buying. I don't just go ahead out there and pick up a car. I want something that I really fall in love with, like a car that I really like. Reason why I said that, you got to look at it in the financial point of view. That's a car that you're gonna stuck with, that you got to pay. Even you would have paid cash, I don't care, but it's a lot of money. I mean, that's an investment you made, let alone invest in a car, depending on what kind of car it is. If it's just a commute, normal car, that everyday car, you're already losing money. We all know that. But at the end of the day, it's something that you need, to get around and stuff like that. Or maybe, it's a car that you want to build a project with. You want to do something, make it look good and everything for, if you don't want to go ahead and get a brand new car. Now, station wagon, I never drove the station wagon and everything, but I feel maybe with the suspension and platform is kind of the same, I believe. I'm not sure, I don't know, but it's the same looking car. It's just like, they have a hatch instead of a trunk, which give you more spaces and cubicle inches, to put whatever you need to put in. I think a station wagon is good for driving, far away, going on a road trip and stuff like that. So I'm not really into station wagon, but I'll definitely drive a Mercedes-Benz station wagon. I think they're good looking. Especially I was looking at the 2018, I believe, E63 station wagon. That car is gorgeous, like Jesus Christ. That car was gorgeous. I'm not into station wagon, but that's a car that I'll drive. That's a little sleeper. That's how I call it. If somebody doesn't know cars and he doesn't know nothing about cars, especially AMG, you see a E63 Sport, all-wheel drive, which is the 4MATIC, E63 Plus, I believe. S. I meant to say S, not Plus, not BMW. You've seen that, you might say, oh, just love station wagon and stuff like that, not knowing that packing a bunch of big ass, 4.0 twin turbo V8 on there, that's galling. And these cars are, especially if you go ahead and get it tuned. I've seen some guys get them tuned. I've been watching a lot of videos and stuff in YouTube, and those cars are not, they're not lazy to make a good 700 power-foot of torque. That's a lot of power. Now think about that. So if you want to go ahead and get a station wagon, I got the I got the E350, which is a 3.5 liter gasoline. It's holding up pretty good. I haven't had any issue with it. The only thing I had this year that I had to get done was my thermostat, and you know, the dude that did it for me, because it was cold outside. You know, I don't have a garage. I still live in an apartment. So, you know, he was doing it for me. So it was you know, it was kind of like a headache, because when I picked the car up, it was howling. It was you know, I was driving. Everything was good, and once I got home and the car was idling, and the hose actually came off. So the problem is, those 2009, 2010 and up now Mercedes-Benz, they do not use a old school, you know, hose clamp. They use a what they call a retainer. So you don't need no screwdriver or nothing. You just put it in there. Basically, it's just like a male and female plug, and you know, it's just like that. So I guess that, you know, he didn't know that he had to put the holes in and twist the low retainer, and you know, it all locked in, so he didn't do that. So I had to do that. You know, I get it done, but that's my dude. You know, it didn't burn out my engine or anything. Other than that was the only issue I had since I've had the car, which is well past over 2 years. I've never been stuck in the side road, and honestly, trust me, I drove that car almost every day. When it's nice out, if I'm not working, you know, sometimes I'll drive it a whole week and give it a break. You know, I got 2 cars, but I do drive it a lot. And when I do, I drive it. Like, when I drive this car, I punch it, honestly. Station wagon, I mean, if you got kids, you know, and you have a house, you have a lot of things to hold around and stuff like that, I feel like a station wagon is it's a good way to go. But if you just a person looking for a Mercedes-Benz and you liked it, a station wagon, because you're gonna think it's cheaper, I'll say nah, no, don't go for that. You know, go for a sedan. You know, better yet, you can just go buy a GL or ML class or whatever. You know, Mercedes-Benz chip you want to buy. As a young man, honestly, if you want a Mercedes-Benz, I feel like you should start with, let's say, I would say as a young man, I mean, per se, if you're over 25 and you're looking out to get into the Mercedes-Benz world, I feel like you should start with an E-Class. It might be a little bit too much, but start with an E-Class. C-Class, I'm not saying the C-Class is not a good platform. It's a good car. We know that, but it's a small car. Basically, it's like, compared to I believe a Honda Civic, something like that, you know. So you can spend a couple thousand more dollars and get you an E-Class. And the E-Class is a very good looking car. Trust me, you know, every day. That's a 2010. That's an old car. But I kept it up, you know, I clean it. Well, right now it's dirty. You know, ain't no car wash open, none of that. I still managed to go to the car wash and spray it here a couple times in there. Try to keep it clean. A lot of water sprayed on it though. Once the coronavirus thing is done, I got to take care of it. So, you know, if you really can afford it, you have a job and you wanna get into building your credits and stuff like that. Having a bill is always good, especially, you know. And came to the store to get some food, and you're looking out to get a Benz, you know, just get a C-Class, okay, if you can afford it. You know, if you feel like, okay, that's a good car, get a C-Class, because, you know, it's not really hard to get around with. And I've seen a lot of my friends that start in the C-Class and they good cars, and that's what, you know, before, I'm not gonna lie to you, before I get into German cars, I was all into like Japanese car. Like, you know, I didn't want to know nothing about no BMW or Mercedes-Benz or Audi. It was all about, you know, my Hondas and stuff like that. I had a couple of Civics, and I had I believe I had a Altima, like it was a sport one with a 6-speed 2.5. I had a Clips GSX. You know, I had my little cars. I had my fair share on cars, and that they burn up, almost dying on that GSX. And that was when I was like, you know what, I'm done with the, you know, fixing and putting turbos and try to make it go faster cars, worlds and stuff like that. I'm just gonna be like an old man. You know, at that time I was 26, so I went and bought me an E55. That's still a fast car. It was a good car. It was a good car until unfortunately I got in a car accident and crashed it. And now 2 years later, I took a break from the car world. I was like, I'm done. You know, I'm gonna just drive my Ford 500. And you know, that's a lie. And I handed up, get back, and you know, I got this one, which is a E350. That's a good car. I mean, I'm not trying to, Mercedes is not paying me to say what I'm saying right now. if you're looking to get into German car, I would suggest that you actually start within Mercedes-Benz. Now, do your research. I'm not saying just go out there and buy a Mercedes-Benz. Do your research. You know, take the time, because that's some money you got to spend. You got to understand that you got to spend that money. So do your research. Search it. Go on the Mercedes-Benz, site. See what's going on with the engine. Try to get to know your engine. What size, what kind of engine, what model, what it is, so you can familiar with it. See what you can afford, what you can't afford, So I mean, let me see what I didn't do a lot of things on this car, honestly. I just did cosmetic, stuff, and put some rims, and that's it. I've never had any problem with it. They never like put me on the side of the road. Never. It's been good. I mean, gas. Right now, let me see. Right now, I'm getting 18, 17 to the gallon, 2.5, 260 horsepower. I mean, it can do better. I don't know if it's because I have a heavy foot, maybe. That's probably the cause of that, because I got a heavy foot. But I think it should be on around the 20, 20, 21, 22, something like that. But still, it's not bad. I mean, I don't drive a lot, really, even where everything is open. I go to work and come back home, go to the gym. I live in an area where everything is right within like 5-mile radius, where you don't have to go crazy and drive 30 minutes away to go to the gym. I don't have to. My gym is literally, I can walk to it, and going to work, it's literally 20, 25 minutes. So that's 20, 25 minutes. And that's it. It's not a whole lot. So it's not bad. Right now, I think $30 or $31 will fill up my tank. Honestly, last time I put gas on that car was 2 weeks ago. So today I'm gonna fill it up, because I have just a quarter of a tank on it. So I'm gonna fill it up today, and hopefully it lasts me the next couple of weeks. So, and I went to Flint, I went to Lansing, which is a little bit far away, and it still hold up, to its gas and stuff like that. So that's a pretty good car. I'll suggest somebody to buy it. I literally bought that car and I went it up and spent a little money and put warranty on it. That was a waste of money, because I've never even used it, and actually I forgot, I did the valve, some kind of PVC valves, covering the back. I had to do those because it was slightly leaking on the exhaust on the back, on the passenger side. So literally when I'm going to work in the morning, I got my heater on and stuff like that. I'll smell the oils and stuff like that. And when I first got the car, it didn't bug me. So, and I went in there and get it fixed while I did while the guy was working, the hood was open. I was like, what the heck, let me just get that done. And it was not even that much. We ordered the parts from, I'm not going to say no name, because they're not paying me, of course not. We ordered the parts from a company that actually know what they're doing. They actually make parts for German car. That's what they do. They start with an F. I'm not gonna say the whole thing. So we ordered the parts. It was fairly cheap. It was like brand new stuff. It was just like genuine Mercedes-Benz parts. They actually are genuine Mercedes-Benz parts. It didn't cost that much. It literally cost me under $500 to do all this work. Honestly, both of the PVC valve covers. I get new hose, thermostat, and that's with labor. That was less than $600. Now, when I called the dealer to do just the thermostat, I remember it was at $693 just for the thermostat. Now think about that. That's too much. So, owning a Mercedes-Benz, best thing you want to do if you don't want to take the time to work in the car, trying to find a guy, shop not far from you, or a shop that you usually go. Try to see if they have somebody that actually have an idea what's going on. The guy that usually work on my car, he drive a BMW himself, so he works on these cars, so he know these cars, and he actually used to work at the dealership until he got his own business. So literally, me and him, we cool, we good friends and stuff like that. So, anything wrong with any car I have, I just take it to them. So, but this Mercedes-Benz, I can count on my finger how many times I really went to the shop for something serious. And honestly, over the 2 years, I went to the shop the first time I was getting tires. Well, no, I did my oil change. I did my oil change in my first buyer. We do all of that, checking everything, make sure we check all the fluids and stuff like that. And after that, I returned to change all my fluid. People don't think that, you should change your fluid and your transmission and your stuff like that. I haven't done that yet. I have to do that, 35,000 miles, I believe. At first, I was skeptical about it. I was like, why would I want to spend that money? The car is driving, it's not telling me nothing. But look at it in the good that. If you do that, that car will last you a long time. Now, I'm looking into buying another car. I can keep that one if I want to, and it still be intact and good. Even the dealership that I went to, the guy was literally looking at the inside of the car and checking it out. He was like, honestly, I wouldn't want to disrespect you. I can see you keep that car, pretty clean. I'm not going to be out here giving you, what it's not worth. And, he said, if you really want to buy another car, it'll be better for you to just sell it in the private, sell it privately, sell it to somebody instead of me taking it from you. And I was like, all right. I even look at a Challenger Scatback. It was a 6-speed one. Drove it. That was pretty good, but I could barely see outside. I don't know. I could barely see around the car. Like, it was so many blind spots. So that kind of freaked me out. I was like, I don't know. But if you're looking for power, you're not looking for a particularly car. You're just looking for power. I think, having a Dodge Challenger or Charger Scatback, the 6.4 Amy, I think it's a good way to start. You got raw power,